The joy of the masters, the joy of champions. They say everywhere has eventually become blue. And why not? On a day when stars, those who refused to play at some point in the game, now became champions. It tells you that players indeed have so much to contribute in the game of the round leather game. Welcome to the program. Congratulations, Chelsea. Why not? Champions of the EPL. They look good. They have their hands now filled up to see if FA Cup could be glorious. But then again, Wenger haters have so many to talk about. On that note, I welcome you to a program that truly should hold its own, give you all the analysis, all that is needed for you to know. We have it in our kitty. So much to indeed offload to you. Only yesterday we saw Chelsea, do it just the same way we have all expected anyway. And so from now on, it will be clap all the way from Watford to the end of the season for a team that truly deserves to be champion. We'll also look at the UEFA Champions League. Looks so far now that the finalists are known. We'll also take a bite on what the Europa League could look like. Looking very interesting. Mourinho has his hand filled against Ajax. We'll get to dilute that. We'll get to see what exactly is happening. We'll also get to look at the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They will be playing a friendly match in France, I've been told. We'll get to look at how they are preparing. Names have been called, but some others have been told to sit back. The Chinese are giving no cookies this time. And so we'll look at all the analysis on bordering the Super Eagles of Nigeria. These are many more, only if you stay with us. Remember, tell your friends and family. We are gathered, we are charged. And from now until at least 6:30 thereabout UK time, we will be giving you all the sporting stories as well. I haven't changed my name, I won't. On the day I do, you'll be the first to know. Chris Obokol is my name. So much to talk about, so much to indeed give you. As I begin to look at all the scenarios that is happening, I have to say that some part of my ear is actually half dead because the Chelsea fans have been screaming a lot. When Chelsea wins the league, I mean, but then again, they have to get some champagne to make this memorable. So if all the Chelsea fans they haven't seen, I'll get back to talking to some of them this evening, where we will dilute exactly what has happened in the EPL. As you know, this is not the only stories that we'll be following. We'll be following all the stories that are making the rounds in sports. In the studio with me, I have, not missing out, Idris Adesina, ABC Sports pundit. Idris Adesina will give us all the analysis we need to know, especially that coming out from Emirates. Is it true or the stories we have it? Let's know what is happening. Idris, another time to talk sports. Welcome to ABC Sports.
It's nice to be here again.
Brilliant. Apart from Idris, we also have in our midst he tours. So every time he's always on the road. The next time you find him, he's on the plane. Anyway, it's nice to join us here in the studios. Nwaobi and Ananoba. Is that right? Anabana.
Ananaba.
I'm always missing that out.
That's all right.
It's a tongue-twisting name, if you ask me.
Well, yes, for some people.
It shouldn't be him who is saying that.
For some people, yes. But it's easy for me.
Yeah, of course, from grassroots. Nice to have you in the studio.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you.
Brilliant. So without wasting time now, we will. Why not celebrate that atmosphere? All those, those brilliant periods that we have seen Chelsea do so very well. Let me start by telling you guys, I know some of you want to join us online and of course also join us on telephone. I'm not too sure if we can pick telephones. We will. I mean, it's now up to the producer seeing a lot of things we need to discuss today. But if we can, why not? We'll put the telephones out there. But then again, I always encourage you, why not? Use those platforms. You can use the Facebook, or better still, you can use the Twitter. Then again, you're going to ask me, what are the IDs? So if you want to use our Twitter, you can go to Ben TV ABC Sports, or better still, you can use the Facebook ABC Sports on Ben TV. Your comments, all your analysis, I will be reading them out, whichever way it is. We will pick them. So it is Ben TV, ABC Sports. That's talking about Twitter, or better still, Facebook, which is ABC Sports on Ben TV. still ABC Sports. So without wasting time, yesterday there was so much fun, and of course, I mean, London was blue. Most parts in the world was blue just because they're all celebrating the Chelsea win. Guys, why not? We'll have to start from what has that expired last night. It was brilliant. We saw Chelsea just one goal. That's all they just that 3 points. That's all they needed to make sure that the trophy remains in London.
Yeah, it was not unexpected anyway. But we knew it was going to be very difficult for them going to the person they are meeting, Tony Pulis, who had almost 6-7 players behind the ball. But that is the nature in which Chelsea have done, the nature of the team, the nature of the manager. The manager who knew that at a point in time, if I don't get this goal now, the pressure could get to my boys, and took out one of the most creative players in the team, brought in somebody who was almost consigned to history, Batshuayi, and behold, the man got the goal. So that tells you the nature of the team and the manager. Very pragmatic, very patient. You see, when you are, and they almost got very unlucky. But the truth of the matter is that they have the temperament, they have the experience, they have the flair, and they deserve to be champion, and that's the most important thing.
Good. Arnold, you saw what happened yesterday. Conte, the coach, took a lot. I mean, he loved. At his first trial, he won the trophy. Perhaps one of the best managers one could have seen in the EPL. Perhaps.
Absolutely. Conte is not known in the English Premier League, but he's a very experienced manager. But to come and win the league in the first trial is amazing. He knows how to get the best out of his players. I mean, Chelsea players, you know where they end up last season, although it was their making. But to go from there, and this man comes, get the best out of them, get them playing well, get them attacking well, get them getting the goals. Unbelievable performance from the coach. I really rate the man. But having said that, I must give the players credit. It's absolutely incredible to what Chelsea has done this year. They've won when they need to win. They have won. They won both home, both away. They go anywhere they need to go and pick points. They have gone there and picked points. So well done to the boys. It's fantastic, and I'm very happy for them.
What was different from last year? What did they not do right? What was done right this time around?
You are talking of the difference between last season, half of last season when they were almost crumbling, was just the management of the team. And we knew immediately the manager was off, sanity was restored. So, and you don't forget that this is a crop of players that have been together for almost 3 to 4 seasons now. These are the crop of players, apart from 1 or 2 of them that won the Premiership two seasons ago. They let it off, Leicester picked it up, and they took it back. And again, they never had this crisis of having to get involved in the continental competitions. So everything was focused on domestic trophies. They lost one, and they had a reasonable good squad. The squad that have been together for a reasonable time. What we needed was a manager that could trust them, a manager that could, very pragmatic, that could, when things are not going well, that could switch formations. And immediately they got dropped in Arsenal, he was the first to switch the 3 at the back. And that tells you it's not just a manager who watches the ball. It's a manager who knows the nitty-gritty of football. Okay? It's a manager who had got the best out of Moses. Moses was almost dead in that team. He's been loaned out. He brought him back, and I said, look, with your speed, with the way you attack, you could do a job for me as a wing back. And behold, we saw a new Moses. So that also tells you so many things about this man. A man who just switched from within a twinkle of an eye after the drop in Arsenal, and that tells you that he was able to read the game very well. What are the weaknesses of these boys? What can I do with them? You guys don't have European Championship now, so settle down. The way they play this thing has been very patient. They don't just jump into the game. They get into the game. They don't jump into it, they get into the game. In the next 15 minutes, Chelsea will just be graduating. So Chelsea is not like Tottenham and Liverpool, that once they get into the game, they are ready to go. No, Chelsea will study the opponent very carefully. As they grow into the game, first thing they do is their defensive duty. Get the job done defensively. Then together they progress, and like that. And that's exactly what has won them the Premiership. If they don't win the Premiership this season, I doubt if the pressure will not get to them next season.
Good. Okay. Well, at a point, we will, show you graphics of what the coach said immediately after the game yesterday. A delighted man, if you ask me. But for now, let's begin to pick all the Chelsea fans, die-hard fans. Let's begin to pick them and bring them inside the house, inside the studio. Let me put that one rightly. First to come in will be Tunde Adelakun. Tunde. Let's congratulate you and your fellow Chelsea fans. Tunde, congratulations. Welcome to ABC Sports. Hello, Tunde. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we can't hear you into the studio, so I think that will be rectified soon. Tunde, indeed, we have, why not, seen Chelsea progress well. They're already kissing the trophy. Even the EPL is not even, we have not seen the last kick yet.
Absolutely, it's an absolutely fantastic feeling. And right from the time that they started the campaign, nobody gave them a chance. Nobody gave them any chance whatsoever to do very well. However, after they lost those 2 games back-to-back against Liverpool and Arsenal, they reacted very well, and they came out as one of the teams that played the best football in the Premier League consistently. And so it is well-deserved and well-expected. Yeah.
Good. Tunde, I was just asking Idris, what was done differently? And what did we see this season that we didn't see last season?
I think it was a combination of all factors, unity and harmony between the players, amongst the players, knowing full well that they had to play together and fight together. They fought together, they dropped together, they sunk together, they swam together. That united harmony was a very, very telling point. We also had a very, very good manager who knew what it was, how it was to react to negativity, and he gave them confidence within themselves. He's done it a lot of times. He's a seasoned coach who coaches very, very well. I remember in the early part of the season going to the training ground and being told by the players that, this guy can work us really hard. That normally we do 1 hour, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 20-minute training sessions. He can keep us on the pitch for 2.5 hours, going through every detail of midfield, of attack, of passes, in every basic way. He's given them every detailed instruction on how to play the game. So we've got a coach that knew how to react to situations. And when you look at his track record, as a club manager, 4 seasons, 4 championship wins. It's no fluke. 74% win rate. It is definitely no fluke. The guy actually knew his business and came here to do it.
Good. Tunde, stay on the line for me while I bring in one of our best guests in the studio, Anna, in the studio. We have seen Chelsea perform when it really mattered, but nobody's saying that, okay, Mourinho was the problem. I heard Idris say management. I heard Tunde say, it's a combination of harmony and all of that. Was Mourinho the problem for Chelsea?
I would say last year, yes, because of what happened between himself and the doctor. I think that's the beginning, but we shouldn't forget the quality players Chelsea have. Chelsea have fantastic players, world-class players. So there was no harmony. After the incident with the doctor, Mourinho lost the dressing room. The players refused to play for him, and they were going down. They were losing game. This wasn't Chelsea. Chelsea has players that can even win a lot of trophies, but when he lost the dressing room, that was it. So I think he was part of the problem that happened last year.
Okay, Tunde, just before we allow you go, will you say in your own way, what will be the next thing for Chelsea as things continue to unfold? Yes, it is a happy moment right now, but how long can happy moment last, especially when you're playing the EPL? It's something that is not really. Ask Leicester, they will tell you. So in your own vein, how can Chelsea sustain this momentum which they really have?
Always difficult. It's very difficult to get to the top. It's always very difficult to stay at the top. And in the dynamic game of the EPL that we are in, it's always going to be even more difficult these days, because I can imagine the likes of Mourinho, the likes of Guardiola, the likes of Wenger to a certain extent, and Klopp will be smarting from what happened this season, Pochettino, and they want to come next season and give it a real good go, so that they don't get left behind like they were this season. It's difficult, especially because in the coming season there will be European the Champions League for Chelsea to play. But the momentum is there. The confidence in the manager is there. The confidence he has in his players. We talk about them. Your speaker spoke about man management earlier on. You look at the situation, we talk about the situation with the doctor last season. It was very similar to the situation with Diego Costa this season. And how this guy managed the situation in January was exemplary, which is what saw Diego Costa put his very best in and played for the manager. He would need to fortify. He would need to make some really big name signings, because obviously there will be a lot more games to play next season than there were this season. He would have to make a marquee signing, a really good one or two. And the next stage, of course, will be to try and match as far as possible in the Champions League while sustaining the momentum in the EPL. It's doable, but it's very difficult, I have to tell you, because the dynamics of the game have changed.
Okay, Tunde, I think at this point we'll have to let you go, but we'll bring you back when we're talking about the CAF League. But just before I say bye to you, the postman was at my house this morning, but I didn't see your name dropping any champagne. What happened?
Oh, don't worry about it. We're waiting till the double comes. When we win the double, then champagne will come.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you off. I'll let you off that one. I'll let you off. I'll let you off. We'll go back to you. Okay. We're still talking about Chelsea. We're giving them that moment that really matters. I mean, they are the champions of the EPL. Guys, I mean, I just asked them today, talking about where do they go from now? What is the next big thing for Chelsea? I mean, there's no doubt our boys have done well, especially Conte, and of course not forgetting Moses. Yeah. These guys have actually done well. What you see now, right now, is the statement from Antonio Conte immediately after things happen. Even during the media press conference, and they came to bottle him out. Yeah. I mean, there was joy, but then again, what happened immediately after
what today has not added is the fact that, yes, you need to sign a big player next season, but you must not lose these players. Hazard is the engine room of that team. Because the problem is when you lose a player of Hazard status, and the problem is when you are bringing somebody of the similar character, how well have they got used to each other? We have to now take. So when you keep your team, it is because they kept that team. That's why the transition from Mourinho and to managers have been very easy. After Mourinho, we had the manager who made the same transition to Conte. So these players have been together for a while. They brought even former Arsenal captain Fabregas, who wanted to leave. We saw the way he was managed, and we saw what he's been able to do. Immediately, is fully integrated into that team. So the problem is when a team of this nature stay together, they perform better. When you dismember them, you take one or two at the heart of that thing, from inside the goalkeeper. Yes, the goalkeeper. You know how many saves the goalkeeper has made for them this season. You know how many times it has always gone wrong, and when Hazard got brought inside, you saw the way he would take the ball, he would take himself out, and somebody would make the shot. Look at the fourth goal against Tottenham. He practically led the ball to Matic, and he took himself off. That is understanding between players. So when you bring a new player in, that takes him time to adjust, it also affects the harmony. Just make a big signing, keep the team, most importantly.
Okay, let's bring in another Chelsea supporter. This one is diehard. Actually, on the day Chelsea is playing, he's always on the phone. Chris, have you seen this? Have you seen that? I mean, if Chelsea, I don't know what to do with him, but then again, thank goodness EPL will come to an end. They have won it finally, so our phone will stop pinging and all of that. And join us in the studio is David Doherty. I call him the #1 fan. You are not far from the truth. Hello, David. Welcome to the program. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening, Chris. Good evening.
I can see everything. Everything is written.
Champion. Arsenal.
brilliant. Brilliantly done by David Doherty. David, the atmosphere yesterday was brilliant, and you have just given us another bite of what we saw yesterday. How happy were you?
It's such a wonderful evening for us, all Chelsea fans, home and abroad. It's such I don't know how to put it. It's something that you can explain the feeling because the game was a very tough one, very tough one at the Orthons. But I mean, but we managed to come out victorious. But I mean, it's such a long season, despite the tail from Tottenham. They've been on our neck, but thanks to the likes of West Ham doing us good, and we're doing our part, to ensure we secure, the important one against this West Brom people. Thank God. Thank God.
Okay, David, looking forward, what is next for Chelsea? I mean, I keep asking, how can you guys maintain this form? I mean, I know how players can be, I know how coaches can get upset and all of that. Conte, I think has that man management, but then again, things can just easily go wrong.
I think like what Tunde has said earlier on. I was listening to what Tunde has said, and also the guest on your program there. I think one thing we just need to do is to keep the same momentum. I know one or two players will likely to leave, maybe Costa, but I think we need to add, one or two, good names, big names into the team that can still do the same job that these guys are going to be doing. Like one of the guests in your studio mentioned, I know him very well. He's an Arsenal fan. You don't want to lose the likes of Hazard in the squad. Chelsea should do all what they can to make sure Hazard doesn't leave at all. But I mean, going into next season, that is when the test will come for Conte. He has done so very well. Keeping the dressing room very well. We shouldn't erase what Josie has done at Chelsea. No matter what, everyone can have their own hard time. He's been a wonderful coach. Conte has come in to prove that he can do it, in his first season. But what I know is next season will be a very big test when we play in the Champions League. A lot of games will be coming in, things will be rolling in fast, and then every team wants to strengthen their squad. So I believe the thing we need to do is just to keep the same focus, keep the same team, the unity is there, and then hopefully we will, do much better next season.
I think, David, you have said it all. I think we're going to go back to you for you to sing us out of the studio as we take a time out. David.
Champion, champion, that's my champagne. Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. Champion, champion.
Ouch.
Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. Champagne, champion, champion. Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Indeed, welcome back. It's still your program, ABC Sports, with your sincerely, Chris Opoko. And of course, not forgetting Idris Additional is still here with me in the studios where we deliberate on issues that are indeed happening in the sports world. Guys, I have to say this unless I'm going to run out of time in terms of coming back to talk about it. So let's quickly talk about it. The World Cup, the Beach World Cup. We have to say that the African team didn't do very well. The tournament has since ended, but then again, and the beautiful story about it is Tahiti, a team that at the World Cup, the football World Cup, whichever way should I put it to make it sound proper, they were disgraced, but then again, they became a team to marvel at the Beach World Cup.
Yeah, how do I put it? When a team has something to look forward to, when a team is determined to do something, when the government is behind a team, the manager is behind the team, the preparation, he will know very well. The preparation is there, the money is there. All you need to do is to focus on the game. I was reading a piece from a Nigerian former coach, Olise. He said when you are playing with Juventus, they even take care of putting your child in school. All you need to do is focus, worry yourself about the game. So that's what we have in it. They worry themselves about the game. The money is there for them. They had the management. So the players get themselves entirely focused on the job. And it's not a job for life. It's the job for a period. So that's what's there. You're talking of African African performance in the big. Senegal have done reasonably well. At least they got to quarterfinals before they were beaten. They weren't disgraced in the team. See, the issues, I've read about the Nigerian story, the blame game again, the preparation. Look, we'll continue to develop from time to time. Brazil has won this thing for the 5th record time. For a couple of years now, they've been off the pitch. Despite, and where are the beaches in Nigeria, in Africa, where you are going to do the training? I don't forget in this sort of game too, it's only not about the beaches, it's about acclimatization. When you are playing in the cold weather and you are doing your training in the hot weather, it's going to have an effect on you. So those who have been winning it, they have every facilities to train with. So we will get there as well. Yes, it could be a disgrace now, but the most important thing is how committed are we? How much attention are we giving to football at the expense of other games? That's the biggest problem there.
Let me bring you in. I mean, it is still the same talk of what is the Nigerian people doing to make sure that all the games or all the sporting, activities are not dead, just as we all hang our eyes to football and ignoring all other sports.
Well, it goes down to preparation. It goes down to seriousness. It goes down to how good you want to win. Okay, talking about this pitch football, I was in Nigeria when the players was getting ready. I used to manage one of the players who played in the tournament, Oboneyo Kemini. A week and a half before they went to American Embassy. They were referred back to come back another day. They didn't get a visa. And I'm saying, are you going to make this tournament? He said, well, they tell us to come back for our visa. So can you imagine that? The player don't even know how they're going to secure a visa to go to a tournament a week before, let alone catching a flight, let alone getting there, getting into the hotel, preparing themselves. So half of the battle have been lost even before you bought the flight. So if you want a player or an athlete to perform with you, you have to do everything you have to do for him off the pitch and let him concentrate in the pitch. So that's the only way we're going to move forward. I mean, they went out in the group stage, but that's the best they can do at the moment. But going to the team you mentioned, the Haiti. I mean, if the government did everything they can to support them, why not? Why can't they go far in the tournament? So I mean, it goes down to preparation. It goes down to how serious you want to do it. If you support your player, they will do everything you want for you.
I get worried because when we look at the first game against Italy, they took the first to lead. How come they got stuck there? What was the coach doing? What is this? How did it happen? When all of a sudden you got two points ahead, and they came back to win 6 or 10. Is it 10 or is it 10 too?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you got stuck in 10. The opponent you are leading by 2 scored 10. How did it happen? Again, we have to come back to the scrutiny of the coaches themselves. How well are you able to read the game? How well are you able to motivate your team? But yes, as I said, they lost out of the game before they left home.
Anyway, I don't know.
Same happened in America, Atlanta as well.
Atlanta 96.
Yeah.
Atlanta 96 was okay, despite they weren't.
No, the last one they went to.
Sorry.
Last
Okay.
Olympics.
Okay, yeah. No, if you go into that, some people will begin to have, but someone might just travel down to Nigeria and begin to have a fight.
The only problem I have is, why does it have to be the same story every time? Even the football that we are so fixated about, how much preparation do we give to it?
Yeah, okay, that brings us
into
our next topic.
It becomes a national issue.
Yeah, that brings us into our next topic, which is the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Friendly game. They will be playing anytime from now, and they'll be playing in France. Yeah. Roy have already listed out players he wants for the event. I'm happy that they could get friendly matches, despite I'm not happy with the names in terms of who they're playing. I mean, if I search in the world of football, that team have nothing to do with football, in my own opinion. But then again, they say football is football. I mean, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't expect him to play Juventus when you're preparing for a national competition like that. What if you lose 2 or 3? Because when you play against a determined team like that, you play against your serious opponents, then the issue of pride, individual pride of the players, comes to play. When you commit yourself in a few weeks to the tournament, if you lose the brightest of your own members of the team, what happens when you get to the tournament? So majority of them will always look for a moderate team to play. It's just an exercise. It's just to get the boys to rhythm, get to understand themselves, get to play together, get to be able to carry out instructions already they've given in training. So I don't expect them to play a very big team. That's not my problem. My problem is how well are they taken into this new manager. We understand he's not lost a game since he came in. We understand that they've not done as well, not as beautiful as I was listening. I was reading Iguabu this morning and saying, yes, this guy, the Yanacho is good, but we need a worse striker. Nigeria cannot go and buy a striker as Juventus will do. So where are you going to get a worse striker if you don't? Benedict Akwegbu is saying that Yanacho is good, but Nigeria needs a worse striker. And I laugh. Where are they going to get a worse striker? Are they going to buy like Juventus?
No, but the truth about it is
we are going to make do with what we have. Let's return back to the model we had under the coach that took us to the Olympics, Steve Westerhoff. Those players were not world players then. He made them world players. They were good players, but he made them world beaters. He made them world players. So the pedigree of the coach is quite important in competitions too.
Well, but I will bring you into this. For those of you who don't know, let's just quickly tell you that Super Eagles will play Corsica in France. Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to argue, from your end and from my end, because in years to come, I can't see a team like England going to play. I'm even struggling with names here. It will never happen, no matter what the next event it is in front of them. The Super Eagles of Nigeria was to play 2 teams here in the UK. They only played 1.
Yeah, that they are not fault.
Which is not of their own fault, of not their own fault. But then again, Burkina Faso, which they didn't play, why wasn't anybody saying, okay, you know what, we have this free date, and why don't we do this with you guys if you guys are free? Because as I look at the calendar of Burkina Faso,
forgotten that it's not down to Super Eagles to dictate as well.
Yeah.
The opponent, the team you are also talking about had their own regime.
That's what I'm saying.
Of training.
Okay, they had their own regime of training, and they failed to come to England to play. Look, they had their own regime of training. As I speak to you, they don't even have any friendly.
Look, let me tell you, you also know as well very well
that when the national team to play each other,
when you arrange a competition, you have your mind fixed on that. You have your other arrangements too. Burkina Faso is not a colony of Nigeria, where you can say, since I don't play you now, come here and play me now. No. It's not done like that.
Yeah, I agree. But then again, that could have. I mean, we're talking about also, 2 months from here, isn't it?
Listen. Also, it's not very easy to arrange international friendlies.
You've forgotten that they have to also agree with
like England. They have their schedule filled for 2 years. You can't even get in there.
The money is there.
Nigeria playing this country you mentioned. I don't even think I've heard about it before.
Yeah, it's a local team in France.
You know, so my issue is that I think we have a very good coach in this coach. I have I'm very, very positive that he would do a good job by picking the best he can get in Nigeria. I'm very confident that he is going to train them very well. Tactically, he's very good. Hopefully, they will go there and make us proud. But I really believe in this guy because he has a wealth of experience.
Okay, whichever way you guys have said it.
But if the Super Eagles were to play Wiki United, will you be happy about that?
If they go back home in Nigeria to play Wiki United, I will be happy. Why am I going to be happy? Because one, some local team players will be chosen from that. So that alone gives me that passion to why not play local team so that we can get some of our local players to play them. But then again, the players here can't do that because of the EPL, and you know how it works. Different people from international.
You know the game they are playing is outside FIFA schedule.
Yes.
So if it's outside FIFA schedule, how do you get the players released for it? So there are so many things that go into arrangement of tournament.
I understand
it takes a lot. Yes, it does. So why are you talking like this?
The truth about it is that if Burkina Faso is free, why don't you play them?
How are you sure they are free?
I wouldn't sit on the table and ask are we sure they are free? From the first day, they said they can't get visa from their own pay. You ask them, okay, you know what? On this day, we are going to France. Are you guys coming with us?
Because they are a colony of Nigeria.
All national teams has their schedule. You can't chop and choose.
I have to say,
and when it's getting close to the tournament,
not all national teams. I disagree.
Well, maybe if you play in Pakistan, maybe you can call them any day and say, can we have a game? They say, yes, please come.
No, I'm not saying some. I'm going to say that most countries in Africa, as then their schedule, they are still shaking their heads. We can't hide away from the truth.
Yeah,
I don't pretend.
It's not that they don't have schedules because of the. You see, there's difference between when you have a schedule and it's back up with the release of fund.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you don't have schedule, but you don't have schedule. Technically, you have your schedule, but that schedule will not translate into positivity until it's matched with resources of money. So you don't tell me they don't have schedules. They play friendlies. They know that this is the friendlies that will go to move up in the ladder of FIFA.
Why
they do?
Okay. Let's put it this way. So I agree. Okay, now let me agree with you. But now I ask you some questions for you to follow my question and give me an answer. Yeah. For example, Burkina Faso has a schedule, don't they?
They should.
They should.
Should? No, it's not should.
No. We never said they.
I wanted to hear yes.
They should.
Yes, so
they
that's
should
a
do
yes.
as a federation.
So
they should do.
Okay. So why didn't we play Burkina Faso?
Because they could not get a visa. We actually wanted to get them, but they could not get a visa.
Hold on. Visa. So you already know you play in a country, which is in your schedule, and yet you can get a visa.
Oh, have you not just listened to what he said now that Nigerian team could not even get a visa?
Oh, now so you are now on my case. So you now believe in me. Now you're with me now.
No, we're not with you.
You don't have a schedule.
No.
You understand? You don't. You pretend you do. You don't. Because if you have a schedule, you know that from now, in December we are playing this team, or in December we have this tournament. You start now to build for it. Not when it gets 2 days to it. Oh, we are playing this one. You want to run around and go and get visa. Who's giving you visa? Who will give you visa for that? You don't have a schedule.
Even if a planned game, let's say put it 6 months, something can come up.
Which I agree. Technically, not visa issues.
Can come up.
Not visa issues.
It could be technical.
I remember when Nigeria was playing, what team was that? In Watford. Unfortunately, we couldn't play that game because of the riot. Technical issues.
Yes.
I agree with that. But you have to have a schedule. When I come to you and I come to your table, that's why they are struggling to have sponsors. Because when sponsors tell you, for the next 2 years, tell me what you're doing. And you are pinpointing, we might be doing this. You don't even have a concrete. I'm telling you, walk into the FA, the English FA, and tell them, can I have your. They are ready to give you their 5 years plan.
Well, you compare somebody who is dead with somebody who is sleeping.
But that's where we need to channel our attention.
You are talking the two different things. You are talking of what ought to be, not what is there now.
Listen, you can't compare apple and banana. It's different in Europe and different in Africa.
Up till now, in Africa, 99% of national teams has been sponsored by the government.
Yes. That's why they will never have a schedule.
No.
So that is the way it is. So you don't begin to tell me that English has a schedule. They will get there one day when we're able to do that. What's the economy? What is the economy of the Burkina Faso? What's the entire economy of Nigeria?
No, I'm just using this as a parameter. I'm just using it to show that we have every day we sing the same old tune. When never going to change. I need you guys to, you guys are the analysts, the brain that, brings
So
out
you
what's
need us,
today.
you need us to give you a date.
We can't give you. Listen.
That is going to go. Don't forget that as Nigeria approaches 2019 general election, things will begin to change in Nigeria.
We wouldn't even talk about sports anymore. It's all politics in Nigeria. Let me tell you one thing. It's going to be difficult for Nigeria to change. It's going to be difficult for Nigeria to get their act together. I'll be very surprised if they get things right and wrong. I mean, from the management of the league, from the teams, from the, not the low players. Players are ready to play anytime you want, but the management are not capable. The sponsors pull out here or there because the teams are not consistent. Players are not paid on time. Some games, the referees will be paid in advance. So what are you going to play to be able to justify? I mean, all the officials have been settled in advance. So how are you going to get organization in that league or the country?
If you're just joining us, I'm sorry for temper raise if you think we are, but sometimes we're passionate about these things, It's still ABC Sports, we just sincerely Chris, Abcsport is here with me, and of course, Idris is also here with me. Any minute from now, we'll be hearing from the Super Eagles coach, who was speaking on plenty of issues. But when we come back, we will then be looking at, things that has happened this afternoon, talking about the EPL fixtures, results, and of course, tomorrow, I'm being told, is the last time Tottenham will be playing in that stadium. We'll get to see exactly what is happening. But for now, the Super Eagles of Nigeria confront Costa Rica on I think 23rd, I'm being told. I'm not too sure of the date, I have to say, but May 23rd, they are made to be in Paris. Every other information will be given to you by the next day. Stay with us.
Good day to you.
Thank you.
And welcome back from Gabon.
Mm-hmm.
What was the experience like at the tournament in Gabon?
Yes, it was a very good experience because I could see a lot of games and a good level of football. I could have now analysis about the general level of African football because the 16 team was there, the best one normally. We were not there. But I think our place would be there because we are better like some teams I've seen there. So we could have analysis of this tournament. It was very interesting. Of course, the best team won this tournament. Now the African champion is Cameroon. They were really the best team. They had the best team spirit and they had the best kind of playing football. So I'm happy to be there because I could see all the games in live in the stadiums. I think about 25 games I could look. So it was a lot of things, a lot of informations for me, but especially about Cameroon and Algeria.
Let's talk about Cameroon and Algeria, particularly Cameroon, because that's our next opponent in the World Cup qualifiers. A lot of people are saying we should be afraid because Cameroon are now African champions. What do you say?
I say congratulations at first. They did a good work. They started slowly. It was not easy for them to be qualified in the group of Gabon and Burkina Faso, two good teams, and even Guinea-Bissau. They were lead in Guinea-Bissau game, 1-0, and they won 2-1 in the second time. So they have a good mentality. They never give up. This team is physically strong, plays technically good football, and has very good staff, a good coach. He made good changings. The team who started the tournament was not the same who finished the tournament. So there was an evolution in this team, and he was lucky with some changings, bringing in players who scored. So really good coaching, and a team. I'm not afraid of this team now. I'm happy for them to be, and I'm happy for us that we can beat, perhaps, I'm sure that we can do it, the Africa champion in Uyo in August. So it will be a very big game. Perhaps they are favorite now in the 2 games against us because they are champion and we didn't play at all. So they have a little bit advance in preparation for the next time and for the next games. They play Confederations Cup. They will have a lot of games, perhaps very difficult for them to handle this situation because they don't have so many holidays to rest. But I think what is positive for them now, they live together 5 or 6 weeks. They played together 6 games and they're becoming better and better, which is normal. And we didn't do anything together with our Super Eagles team. We only could monitoring and speak with our players in their clubs. So it was not the same work, we did. But we are fresh and we are happy to be together in March for the 2 friendly games we will organize.
Talking about the friendly games, Coach, the plan is for us to play a team that looks like Cameroon, and they said that will put us, at least give us an idea of what Cameroon can do.
Yes, so we wanted to have 2 real big games in friendly. One of the biggest teams who was favorite is Senegal. They were unlucky. They were eliminated on penalties. And this team we will play at first in London in March. So it will be a big test. And the second team could be Ghana, I think, or Morocco, because they play very good football too. And collective football and good harmony in the team, just like Cameroon. And so we will play these 2 games, and we have another game, official game against South Africa. We must prepare also South Africa because it's very important. We can not only focus on Cameroon. At first will be South Africa. But we have already in our mind, of course, the 2 games against Cameroon. But first focus is South Africa. That is why I think Ghana game in friendly could be interesting because they are similar, not only in the language but also in playing football like South Africa. So let us go step by step. We want to have new players to integrate, to involve in our team. And we need the 2 friendlies in March to help them to do it well.
So Nigerians shouldn't be bothered. Nigerians should remain optimistic that whether African champions or not, when it comes to the time we play Cameroon, we will get the result that we desire.
They are favorite now because they are champion. But I like this rule of outsider against Cameroon. We are at home. We don't have any question to ask. We want to win this game. It will be difficult. The player now knows, everybody knows, I speak with some of them, that it will be difficult. Everybody has seen the games of Cameroon, at least the final. So we know, everybody knows that it's a big team. It's a magnificent challenge to beat the champion of Africa in Uyo in the end of August, but we have the time for that. We focus at first of South Africa game, and after we will see, because a lot of things can happen in the time until the end of the August.
Coach, let's talk about some of our players. Our captain, Joe Miguel Obi, has moved to China. Our striker, Odio Nigalo, has moved to China. Some of our players are struggling with their clubs. Is it a worry for you as well that this is happening to our players at this time?
This is a normal situation. We had the FIFA transfer window and some players changed the club. We have some good news with NDD in Leicester. He's playing very well. And we have Musa Mohammed is going to Bosnia, so he can play much more than he played in Turkey, I think. And our players who didn't play in the clubs like Mikel Obi, they play now in China. They play good football in China. It's not a small championship. China now has big players, so there are good news. Some news are not so good. This the life in football, you know. For some players, Elderson has to come back to Monaco and train with a young team now, but he can play perhaps with the second team. And some other players who are waiting for the opportunity who can come in June, when be end of June, the next transfer window. So that's the life of a national team. Huh? We must be realist and to see what happens with the players and take the best one, then we have to do the choice.
Let's talk about the league in Nigeria. The league championship is back in Nigeria. We will also be playing the qualifiers for CHAN against the winner of Benin Republic and Togo. What's the plan for this tournament?
Yeah, so I have my assistants who have seen, when I was in Gabon, the local championship, who started very well. I have one assistant, Imama is a coach of the champion, and they had to start. I think it was not easy for them. It's normal when you're champion. After you must manage. Will be the same problem for Cameroon. You are champion. You must manage the egos of the players. You must manage the transfers. You must manage all the situation. Who's different now? Everybody's feeling bigger and higher and greater. You know, so it can be a difficult situation. So my assistants are watching the games. And Yusuf is my first assistant, so he will be charged to coach this team, and I will be only his advisor. You know, so our staff organization is okay already, and he will do it with the help of Aloy too for the goalkeepers, and Aloy also sees all the games. We have our technical committee who is monitoring the games, Victor Ikpeba, who's there inside. We are calling him, we speak together, so everybody has a look. To have a very good team for CHAN, it is very important. Even some of them can come higher when there is a possibility to come with Super Eagles A. So the next games will be watched by all of us. Myself, I can see a game today. We'll have a look on the game on Remo Stars, and some players, they recommend me to have a look on. So we are well organized on that. We must, of course, also be for the Benin-Togo game to watch what happens there and to have a good chance to be qualified for the next CHAN.
Coach, when you became Super Eagles coach a few months ago, you said that our team is very motivated to go to the World Cup, and that you are also very motivated to go to the World Cup and do well with Nigeria. You said that you have a feeling that Nigeria is up to something great. Do you still feel the same way now after a few months down the line?
I always feel that we are ready up to do something great. And what changes is that now the people have seen that Cameroon is really a big team. I already knew it before. I told to everybody the way is long to go to Russia. We are not there. And now everybody knows, the staff, the players, our fans, that it will not be easy. So I'm happy about it.
When 700 table tennis players from around the world gather in Germany, when 350 volunteers live their passion, when 200 umpires and officials run the show perfectly, when 55,000 spectators raise the roof, where fans are family, where athletes feel at home, when the tension reaches its peak, and everything revolves around a single ball, then it's time for the biggest competition in table tennis. The Leap Year 2017 World Table Tennis Championships in Dusseldorf. Be part of it.
We will be watching the table tennis coming soon. We know that we have a Nigerian interest. Hopefully there will be some support for him to actually go out there and do well. By next week, we'll give you details of how things will be. You're still welcome. Before now, you're listening to Nigerian coach Roy, who have been giving out some of the steps he wants to follow. Chris Obokol is my name. Idris is here, and of course, Banaba, who just returned from Nigeria, is also here in the studios. Not wasting time, it's time for us to talk about the English Premiership and, of course, how things have been proceedings. Yes, I can assure you we'll no longer talk about Chelsea. They are champions. Okay, let's move on now. Let's talk about something that will be gracious. Tomorrow, the big one, it will be in Tottenham. Tottenham have their hands full. Apart from having their hands full, there will be so much emotions running high. As that stadium that have stood still, perhaps at this point, have to give way. And a man who can hold his own any day, he has been monitoring all the proceedings that is happening there. Oba Amukomowo has been there studying things, and why not? He's the one who gives us the analysis of what is happening. Oba, where are you and what is happening?
Good afternoon and greetings to our viewers and our very, very ever helpful analyst in the studios. I'm right in front of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Particularly, I'm in front of the shop. All of a sudden, as soon as I arrived here, some memories started flooding down. I've never really had any form of affinity to Tottenham. As a matter of fact, Chris, you will know that I support Newcastle, and Tottenham is one of our babies. We always beat them home and away. But that's not all about that at the moment. The second reason why this place, this particular venue, is so special to me was my very first day in England. My cousin who came to pick me up took me to a wedding ceremony on the street by the Tottenham Hotspur today. So coming here in front of this wonderful stadium which is being renovated today brings some special memories flooding back. This place is going to be very, very special tomorrow. As I could see on my way down on the High Road, I could see banners already, different banners on the High Road, which says the finale, which means the grand final. So I can expect so much outpour in this part of London tomorrow. Tottenham Hotspur will be playing Manchester United, as you well know. The game is virtually more or less not too important to Manchester United for reasons best known. They are more concentrated. They are concentrating more on the Europa League because they've got to the finals of that game. But for Tottenham Hotspur, obviously the title is already beyond their grasp, considering the fact that Chelsea secured the Premier League title on Friday when they played against West Bromwich Albion. But in order for them to sort of solidify their second position slot on the table, they need this game tomorrow. So this place is going to be buzzing tomorrow, and I can't wait for what's going to happen here.
Oba, I mean, I can see some of the emotions which you are trying to hide, which is expected. I mean, what apart from that finale being placed there, what is the? I know tomorrow we paint a big picture of what we indeed should be expected. But from where you're standing from and from what you're getting from people around you, what exactly are they expecting tomorrow? What exactly are we looking at tomorrow?
Well, they expected nothing short of victory, and when you consider the fact that they've been in some sort of scintillating form this year, this last season, there's nothing short of victory. The fans, for the first time, are having the kind of feel they've never had in a very, very long time. Particularly, they'll be a bit dominant ahead above their bitter rival, Arsenal Football Club, and so for that reason alone, a lot is expected. A lot expected of the players, and like I said, you could feel the atmosphere, you could feel the vibe already. with the various banners on Tottenham High Road.
Good. Oba, we'll come back to you before we end the program, just for you to go around and still take some of the information, and we'll come back to you to know exactly what's happening. Thank you, Oba. Thank you. Thank you. Oba Amokomo live there at N17. Tomorrow is going to be big. It's going to be their last one.
Just around the corner here.
Oba is not too far from us. It's just there. But then again, for those of you who are far, tomorrow will be very, very emotional, I have to say, for those who will be playing. But guys, I mean, we allow Oba to do his analysis on that. Let's just focus on some of the games that we have played today. First of all, it all started with City and
Leicester. These two cities.
My only problem is that some of the boys I expect, someone like the former captain of the Super Eagles team, is now basically on the bench, wasting their way. I mean, he's a young boy who has talent that should be showing what he's made of, good in the display. But then again, I need all my boys to be playing. What did you see in the game?
Yeah, the game. You see, the first thing we must realize is that Premiership is getting to a point where it becomes drabs, except when you still have something to fight for. Leicester is safe and secured, but you must commend the performance they put in today. The only reason why today's 3 points went to City was because Mahrez. Unfortunately, I don't know what he was talking about. 2 touches of a penalty game, and it was an eagle eye of the referee to have spotted that, and that would have been another scandal in the Premiership if the goal had been allowed to score. But it was initially Leicester doing they normally do 30 to 70%, allowing City to do. But when they considered, they came out fighting. They considered the second goal, they scored a goal back, and they got a penalty which they lost. So now, good luck to Man City, but Leicester is safe. They do what they have been doing. We've seen the old Leicester, that when they want to play, they can as well play. My only problem is that why will you allow to sit back all along, where you could do what you did in the last 20 minutes of that game was exciting game. So why would you do that? But meanwhile, that is who Leicester is. Good. That is what they do best.
Brilliant. I didn't want to start with you on this comment. That's why I'm going to Obi. Arsenal is playing Stoke as we speak. 0-0 as we speak. Then again, there have been so many banners going up and down, even plus air banners saying Wenger out. What exactly does an Arsenal fan want?
Well, basically, we would love to have the Premier League trophy.
It's impossible. I
that's what we'd rather have.
And I don't think that is too much to ask.
You have asking for how many years?
Yeah, we'll keep asking.
But at the end of the day, we were where we are. Wenger has done a lot for Arsenal Football Club. In fact, for me, I am a Wenger fan, to be honest with you. He has done a lot. He has taken us from Highbury and built us a big stadium. We has in the Champions League for the last 14 years, every year in, year out. And we are going to play Champions League next year because we're going to
be Liverpool.
Beat
Liverpool is going to crumble.
Anticipation.
Liverpool is going to crumble.
Well, Liverpool will crumble, but we're going to win today's league, this league, and then beat.
You have been hitting the post. There's no goal yet, and you're talking about winning.
That's an indication that it's coming.
Our last game, we scored 2 goals in a couple of last 20 minutes. So, you know, it's not over until it's over. But basically, Arsenal fans will love to be able to challenge very well for the title. It's not, so we're not going to get there this year, but we want Wenger to probably go to the higher level, not just stop managing. We like a change, to be honest with you.
A change that could give you the trophy, you think?
Yes, if a change, like a new change. I'm not saying Wenger should leave the club. He has done a lot for us. I would rather him go to the board or move up a bit and give something. We need a fresh start. Even Tottenham will finish above us this year, which is very hard to swallow as an Arsenal fan. It's very hard. I can.
Arsenal plus the producer who is giving me trouble. All of you are headaches. What does it profit a man to win trophies and yet his pocket is nothing but poor? Arsenal has given you pounds upon pounds upon pounds. You are rich as a club. Unfortunately, you have been pleading for a trophy. Trophy is not easy to get. I mean, you have to fight for it. He builds play. The type of his techniques are wonderful. Well, I'm not his fan, but I have watched him, show some good, reasonable football. Why do you really want him just for trophy?
It's because you are not a football fan. If you're a football fan, you know that there's something we call pride. Arsenal fans have pride. They have pride of playing beautiful games. Even if you're looking at Sir Andy Murray yesterday on screen, say, why are you supporting Arsenal? Because they play wonderful football. So that's it. Arsenal fans are not only interested in just play. The problem with Arsenal is multifaceted, and they are not difficult to address. That's the most annoying thing there. A manager buys a player based on the need of the team. That's what we expect a player to do. But Wenger buys a player that he likes.
So you believe he's buying the wrong players?
He buys the player he likes. He buys the wrong player.
But with the wrong player, he has been doing well.
Every other, because others have been failing, and because others have stepped up this season, we are beginning to see it.
No, but if I might come in, he doesn't buy the right player at the time. Look at when Suarez was supposed to leave Liverpool. They want to sell 40 million. Anything over 40 million, he will sell. And we need such a terrific striker.
And they put the wrong pound.
It's an account.
If you're serious, they say anything over 40 million will sell. That's what's in the clause. Why do you say 1 million and
40 million and 1 pound?
What is it? You can say 45 million. You can say 42 million. Then they will listen to you. It's like a joke. So if we need a striker, go there and buy us what we need, not a mediocre. We're not here to play academy or get 200,000, build him up to. No, buy us somebody.
I hope
There's
you
money
guys
in the
are
wallet.
not shooting yourselves in the leg when Wenger eventually decides he wants to step up or go away.
Arsenal leadership is an attractive package to any coach in the world because they offer what any other team does. They offer stability. The word stability is enough to attract one of the best coaches because coaches want to have their project. So Arsenal offers stability. But again, do you blame the coach when the majority shareholder says, I bought Arsenal not for trophy?
But then again...
But you say, as a football fan, you get very angry
my head tells
when you see so many other things that very easy to correct, and yet the man remain highly stubborn about it.
My head tells me that when Wenger goes, you'll be struggling with coaching.
No,
your S has not told you the right thing.
Conte come in last year and he's won a trophy, 2 games to go.
Okay.
So someone can fit in there with the amount of resources Arsenal has got. Thanks to Wenger, he's the one that built it. We have enough resources to go and get one of the best coaches that will come in and make a difference straight away.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Athletic Madrid is not buying the world.
All right.
And they're challenging.
Yes.
Guys, because of time, let's stop EPL. Good luck to those who will be chasing Arsenal. Let's talk the UEFA Champions League. We saw beautiful football being played. Unfortunately, some of them we already know how they could have gone anyway, so we're just waiting for the finals. Juventus, it will be the old ladies will be confronting a team that why not could hold their own any day. With Ronaldo at their back, know that things will happen. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I want to put my money on the Juventus. People say I'm crazy. Yes, but I want to be crazy. I don't want to be like other pundits who glamorously say it's going to be Real Madrid. You have to look at the statistics of this game. You can look at what they are doing. You look at how they manage that game. If you look at this manager very well, is a man who could give you 3 different tactics when playing a single game. When a Juventus begins to play an opponent, in the next 15-20 minutes, when he sees that his ball is about to be overrun, it twinkles with the tactics of the game to be able to checkmate in line with what the opposition is giving him. So, and a team in this Champions League today is the only team that has not lost a single match. He's played 12 games so far. He's won 9. He's done 3. He's lost none.
Okay.
Madrid had played 12. They've won 8. They've lost 1. They've done 3. And a team, and if you look at the team that reached the finals about 2 seasons ago, only 2 of them are playing this game. If you look at the defensive aspect of Juventus, Juventus remains the only extremely balanced team you have in this competition. The defense, the attack, and they have a mixture of youthfulness and experience in the attack.
Idris, my head tells me it's Real Madrid.
We will be here the next year very soon. It's just here at Cardiff.
Okay, brilliant.
It's just here in Cardiff.
Unfortunately, you won't have chance to talk about Real Madrid and Juventus for you. It will be Man United against Ajax. Your thoughts?
Well, my money would be on United.
For obvious reasons.
Pack
the boss.
for what I believe, I mean, Mourinho is a tactician, and he delivers
when it matters.
When it matters. He has done it year in, year out in the Premier League. His portfolio speaks for itself. He knows how to do it. So for me, he would go there. He would he will read the game. He will use his tactics to make sure he breaks the opponent down. And his players, player like Pogba, who can make something from nothing, is absolutely crucial in the game. And Ramsford. That boy is something else. Dark horse. He is always scoring goal, winning match. So I think that's based on that, and I think
I'm going to support him United for obvious reasons. Ajax is a very exciting young player who likes to attack. If you look at the statistics of this game, they've scored 24 goals. They've conceded 15. But United have scored 23. They've conceded 8. So that tells you exactly where it is.
I think Ajax will be frustrated on a day of Mourinho decides to pack the ball and they will be frustrated.
And when you have Terry and the Radfords, they can hit you.
Most of the time, let's quickly run to Tunde, who tells, because the CAF they have their meetings, and of course Tunde is the one when it comes to CAF who gives us all the details. No time, but he will definitely give us the information. Hello Tunde, welcome again to the program. In a nutshell, please can you tell us exactly what was said in the CAF meeting?
Well, not a great deal was said, apart from the fact that it was the first CAF Congress that was presided over by the new CAF president, Ahmad, of Madagascar. It was very important to put everybody together, the ones who voted with him and the ones who voted against him, all in one room to thrash out their differences and also to iron out a way forward for African football. Elections were held in Bahrain for the vacant FIFA Council position representing Africa. The Egyptian man, Hani Aburida, was overwhelmingly the winner. So we've got that. And FIFA appointed quite a few Africans into top bodies, the adjudicatory chambers of ethics committee. The Nigerian was in there. And there will be a symposium on the future of African football taking place in Morocco in July of this year. And that is when we'll have the second CAF Congress as well.
Tunde, thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tunde. Without wasting time now, we're rounding off. But then again, we'll be joining Oba any minute from now. But before we link up to Oba, Obi, who is here, has an academy in Nigeria. And of course, we're always delighted with all the good academies that are coming up from Nigeria, just to know exactly what is happening, where we can help, and of course, all the necessary information that is there. Obi, tell us more. What's been happening since you left us?
Oh, thank you very much. We try to help and improve grassroots football in Nigeria. The government is not helping a lot in grassroots football, so we've taken upon ourselves to. And I have my one, which is called Obiaba Football Academy. I'm Obi, I'm from Aba, born and bred.
So the name is very obvious.
Yes. the clue is in the name. So in the last 7 years, every year we have brought European scouts to come to Nigeria to scout for players. We don't want the big name players of Nigeria. We want to go to the grassroots to find unspotted raw talent, and we try to get their visa to get them out. So we have a lot of them. In fact, two guys who left my academy in 2011 played in Europa Cup 2013.
Oh, that's good.
And one next month hopefully will play in a UEFA League. He plays for a top club in Finland, HJK, and he's the winning award. So it's capital intensive on us. Imagine when an individual will sponsor a team. we're very happy because we are giving these boys what they will never get from any help from government or anything. So when you can go from the ghetto of Africa to playing in Europe, so it's a good thing, and we were very, very happy.
Yeah, have you explored the opportunity of at least getting Africa on that continent too? Scouts from other continental Africas too, from Egypt, from Morocco, because we used to play across the continent before they moved to. You know the stories of Monique and Co. They used to play within the continent before they now became superstars in Europe.
Absolutely, we don't want in Ghana,
No,
but why we don't do it is that we have to have a base, a platform to play in that country. If I don't know anybody in Angola, and cannot take the European scout to Angola because I'm responsible for them. I'm the one inviting them to Africa. I'll make sure they come in. I'll make sure they live in peace. If in Nigeria, I have to give them security, 24-hour security in Nigeria, so that they'll scout for 4 or 5 days. Let's say in Aba, we go to Lagos, we go to Kaduna, we're doing that.
Right.
So that is what we...
Thank you. Because of time, we'll quickly run to Oba, who is standing by to tell us exactly what is happening in Tottenham. We don't have much time. Oba Makumowo, and your time to tell us, and of course, give us your last word.
In a different area of Tottenham. I'm actually in front of the White Hart Lane station, which the fans will be trooping in from here, where the celebration will begin from. White Hart Lane used to be called by Arsenal fans the 3-point lane, because in time past, it used to be a free 3 points for the big team. But the tides have turned around now. It is now solely like White Hart Lane. And a quick information. This is an inside information I have because I have a lot of connections within the Arrogate borough. Tottenham are in talks with the Arrogate Council with the aim of changing the name of the station to Tottenham Hotspur Station.
Brilliant.
This is in addition to the development of their stadium. So you can tell that Tottenham are really planning big.
All right.
And, we can't wait for next season.
Oba, sign up for me, please.
Well, this is Oba Adiola Amokomo reporting for Ben TV.
Thank you. Time will permit me to take more from Oba Makumowo, but brilliant job he has done out there. Guys, we just have to run. We just have to. Oba, I mean, it has been nice having you in the program. Your academy, anytime you're in town, please let us know. We're always happy to know what is happening with you guys. You are one of those people in Nigeria who give us, what we're exactly looking for. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Idris, let's do this again 10 times. A very big thank you to all of you for joining us wherever you have been. I mean, brilliant always every time I come into your homes to give you the sports stories. These guys all do it at the back of the camera. You never see them, but they just make us look good. Anyway, and that's the show for today. I won't change my name. I won't. On the day I do, you'll be the first to know. Chris Owokol is my name. Let's do this again. And when at least 1 hour 30 minutes will be spent talking sports. So long, everybody.